Imagine sitting in a crowded Berlin cafe where Arnulf Deperman is dissecting how a simple story told by a stranger morphs into a powerful social identity marker. You lean in wondering, how exactly do narratives position us in the world? That's the question this book cracks open, a subtle art of how stories do more than inform, they shape who we are and how others see us. Narratives don't just relay events, they carve out social roles. Let's explore how Deperman shows stories crafting identities from everyday talk. In a lively Berlin neighborhood, a man named Stefan casually recounts a near miss on the U-Bahn that shifts how his friends see him, no longer just a listener, but a protector of their shared space. His story becomes a social badge, repositioning his identity among peers as the vigilant one. Think of narratives like masks at a Venetian carnival. Each story you share holds a reflection, hiding some parts and shining spotlight on others. Through these social mirrors and masks, narratives subtly manage our roles, letting us perform identity within conversations rather than just stating facts. What starts as a casual anecdote evolves into a personal transformation. Stefan's friends start seeking his advice, trusting his instincts. The story's not just entertainment, it's a stepping stone to altered social dynamics, showing how positioning via narrative can affect real-life power shifts. Deperman pushes us beyond written stories, revealing that narrative lives in gestures, pauses, and social media feeds alike. Let's break down this narrative expansion. In one study highlighted by Deperman, a teenager's Instagram story, just a 15-second clip showing a party moment, sparks a chain of comments and reshapes her peer reputation more than any essay ever could. This illustrates how narratives shape identity well beyond traditional texts. Small stories like overheard complaints or microjokes at a family dinner act like narrative seeds enabling large social understandings. Think of them as tiny sparks that can ignite bonfires of shared meaning, proving that even brief tales pack a narrative wallop. Deperman advocates for a practice-based approach, separating narrative from static text. It's like moving from old vinyl records to live concerts. Studying narrative in action captures dynamics, context, and real-time positioning rather than frozen words on a page. At the heart of Deperman's work is positioning, the idea that stories enact power, shape relations, and influence social fields. Here's how this plays out in the real world. In a courtroom scene analyzed in the book, lawyers craft stories serving distinct positions: victim, aggressor, hero. These narrative maneuvers aren't innocent, they negotiate power, seeking to sway the jury's perception and tip social scales in their client's favor. Picture a chessboard where every sentence is a strategic move positioning you in social hierarchies. Deperman shows how language subtly advances or retreats your social standing, revealing narrative as a tool for social navigation, not just communication. The magic happens when narrative positioning drives behavior. People start acting based on their story roles. Whether it's taking charge, apologizing, or resisting, stories embed scripts that turn words into real-world social action and relationship shifts. Back at that Berlin cafe, you realize stories aren't just warm chatter, they're the currency of social life, shaping who we become and how we move in the world. So here's one thing, next time you share a story, think about the position you're crafting, not just the tale. It changes everything. Subscribe for more book summaries like this one.